You know, when you sit down to watch a show like Succession or a show like You, there's this weird thrill in watching those ruthless boardroom sharks,
Yeah.
right? Or like a guy like Joe Goldberg. You see the manipulation, you see the toxicity, and yet you are kind of rooting for them.
Oh, absolutely. It's wild how our brains just accept it on screen.
Right. But put that exact same personality in the office cubicle right next to you, and suddenly it's just a waking nightmare.
Yeah.
So welcome to our deep dive today. We're looking at a behavioral analysis called Dark Charisma, the Paradox of the Likable Villain. And our mission is to figure out why you and I are so hopelessly drawn to these charismatic manipulators and, how to spot the cracks in their masks.
It really is the absolute definition of a psychological trap. I mean, we fall for it every single time.
Okay, let's unpack this, because I need to push back right away. I get the appeal of a fictional TV villain, but in real life, why on earth would we reward someone who is obviously arrogant and manipulative, especially in a corporate setting?
Well, because they don't look manipulative at first. They look like visionaries. The source actually highlights that cultures that prize individualism, like the U.S. market, they kind of worship disruptive energy.
Oh, so we just naturally idolize the rule breakers.
Exactly. So predators use that exact culture as camouflage. They operate using what psychologists call the dark triad cocktail.
Wait, dark triad? That sounds intense. What's actually in that cocktail?
Yeah, it's a behavioral blend of 3 traits. You've got Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and narcissism, but we're specifically talking about subclinical narcissism here.
Meaning, like, they aren't going to be institutionalized or anything.
Right. They just possess this absolute lack of self-doubt. In an incredibly anxious world, people are desperate to follow anyone who looks like they have a map. So we misread their complete arrogance as extreme competence.
Ah, I see. And they pair that fake map with a hyperactive social radar. The analysis calls them high self-monitors.
Yes. And it's a fascinating concept. While you and I are just trying to have a normal conversation, they are subconsciously scanning the room's microexpressions. They want to figure out exactly what people are missing.
Like maybe someone needs validation or excitement or maybe just a scapegoat.
Spot on. Then they simply morph into the person who provides it. They aren't communicating to connect with you. They're communicating to gain leverage.
Wow, it's like a human algorithm. They figure out your emotional search history and then serve you targeted ads of themselves. But wait, if they're just mirroring us to get leverage, why do our brains keep taking the bait? Surely we have some instinct that tells us we're being played.
We do, but our own cognitive biases override it to save energy. There is a biological shortcut at play called the competence halo.
The competence halo.
Yeah, the human brain is constantly trying to conserve processing power. So if someone is witty or successful or physically attractive, your brain lazily assumes they must also be trustworthy and good. Their surface-level confidence basically tricks our biology.
And it probably doesn't help that they appeal to our suppressed desires, too. The source brings up Carl Jung's concept of the shadow self.
Precisely. We spend our entire lives following the rules, suppressing our selfish urges. The likable villain breaks those rules.
So through them, we get to act out our darker desires vicariously, without having to carry any of the actual guilt.
Exactly. Plus, there is the chosen one illusion. When someone who projects that much power suddenly focuses all their engineered charisma onto you, it acts like a drug.
Oh, I bet. It temporarily boosts your ego to be picked by the alpha in the room. So what does this all mean for you listening right now? If the brain is practically wired to fall for this, how do you differentiate between a genuinely charismatic go-getter and a dark manipulator?
You have to look at the consistency of their behavior. Healthy charisma is consistent and empathetic. I mean, they treat the intern and the CEO with the exact same level of respect.
While dark charisma is purely performative and transactional.
Completely. They are on when they need something from you, and freezing cold when they don't. And when they listen to you, they aren't empathizing. They're just cataloging your weaknesses.
And if you confront them on it, they deploy the word salad. Basically, a manipulation tactic where they unleash this confusing circular mix of words to completely disorient you. By the time they finish talking, you've forgotten what you were even upset about.
Yeah, and they've successfully deflected all accountability back onto you.
Man, to protect ourselves, the source outlines a self-defense protocol. My favorite takeaway is this idea that charisma is a sprint, but character is a marathon. First rule is to lower the volume, watch the feet. So ignore their eloquent speeches and track their actual actions over a solid 6 months.
That's vital. And don't forget to audit the glitter. If someone seems too perfect, if they're a flawless mirror of your hobbies, your speech patterns, and your opinions, beware. You aren't meeting a soulmate. You're just meeting a mirror.
Oof. That's actually a bit uncomfortable to hear, because I think we've all met that exact mirror at a networking event or a party.
We all have. Which is why the ultimate diagnostic tool is testing the no. Just set a boundary. A healthy person hears you set a boundary and respects it.
But a manipulator will immediately try to negotiate it, guilt trip you, or use humor to dismiss it entirely.
Every single time.
Because at the end of the day, dark charisma is just a performance designed to bypass your logic and target your emotions. In a loud world that constantly rewards these flashy personas, your ultimate power move is simply walking away the second your gut feels uneasy.
Which leaves us with something crucial to chew on. If our society's obsession with disruptive energy naturally elevates dark charisma to the very top of the corporate ladder, how much of our modern work culture was actually built by and for successful manipulators?